have some controversy, some racism allegedly, and this is the worst kind of racism imaginable. It's the racism, really racism in its most bigoted, most vicious form, because it is the racism of criticizing Beyonce, the singer, and as opposed to any other Beyonce I might be talking about. And we all know that if you criticize Beyonce, then you're racist automatically. We've learned that. I've learned that. I've been told that. I've criticized her plenty of times because she's not a very good singer and all of her songs are terrible. But anytime I say that, I'm told.
Ooh, that's gross. That Beyonce is not a good singer and all her songs are terrible. Matt Walsh, come on. You can't say that. I mean, Beyonce is she's a star. She's a superstar. I'm not a fan of Beyonce, but I know she sings good music. And if Beyonce is singing country music, she has a right to sing country music. I mean, the girl is from Texas. She's from Houston, Texas. She grew up listening to country music. Come on.
Well, you're racist for that. You have to like Beyonce. Just one of those requirements to be not racist. Well, someone has violated that rule, and now they've got the internet mob coming after them. This is from Yahoo. Actor John Schneider has garnered the ire of the Bayhive after comparing Beyonce to a dog, marking her territory for her recent venture into country music. Several fans slammed him as racist and hateful, and commented the singer does not need his permission to create country music.
Of course, she doesn't need his permission to create country music. Of course, John Schneider was also a country artist, a failed country artist. So now he's just trying to come back. He's trying to use Beyonce to come back. He wants to be popular. Who is he? Like everyone is asking. I see so many. I check the comment sections. I see people asking that, but who is John Schneider? We know Beyonce, but we don't know you. So you're coming to talk about Beyonce because you want people to know you. You want people to talk about you, right? And he's saying that Beyonce doesn't have a right to sing country music. Hold up. Country music, as you know, as you're going to find out in this video, was created by Black people like every other genre of music. They brought the banjo from Africa and they made songs with the banjo. They played the banjo for so long, and the white people appropriated the banjo and took it to the theaters.
Social media users said Beyonce can do whatever the F she wants to do. She doesn't need your permission. Did John Schneider just compare Beyonce to a dog?
Yeah.
So Beyonce singing country music makes her a dog? What the F? And then, okay, that's all. They're all basically all the same. Calling him a racist right-wing extremist. Anyway.
Like, seriously, he's a racist. Why does he use a dog to refer to Beyonce because she's singing country music? Like, he says that Beyonce singing country music is like a dog urinating on a tree to place its mark on country music. I mean, what's he saying? They've appropriated everything, like I just said, every other genre of music. And now Beyonce is just, I think for me, this is like a sign for Beyonce is trying to show us that, guys, look here, Black people, what do you think? This is our music. This is our music. We started this. But these people appropriated the music and now they're claiming it's their music and they are defending the territory. They are carving the territory. They are trying to protect it like as if it's theirs. But whereas it's not their music, right? You can only be racist. You can only be racist, but you can never change history. That's a fact.
Here's John Schneider, I guess, I don't know who he is. I guess he's an actor. And here he is making this comment about Beyonce's foray into country music.
The lefties in the entertainment industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, right? So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. You know, that's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music.
Okay, so there's the supposedly racist remark, which of course is not racist at all. Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous, Matt Walsh. It is racist. It is racist. And it seems as if everything in America is polarized. Either it's leftist or it's from the far right. I mean, what's happening? Why is it that you can't have we can't have a normal discussion anymore? It's either Republican or Democrat. I mean, what's happening? And when I listened to John Schneider and the interviewer, what I got is this: like they're simply angry that Beyonce is a leftist and she is singing country music, which normally belongs to the conservatives, to the right, the far right. I mean, what's happening is, can you all stop? Must everything in America be politicized?
You're allowed to not like Beyonce. Now, I think the criticism is kind of stupid on the face. Complaining about the lefties invading our space just because Beyonce made a country song is sort of dumb, mainly because there are already a ton of leftists making country music. Country music is not some kind of conservative bastion.
Yeah.
It's not. Now, there are conservative country stars, but it's, will we even call them the majority at this point? And so a lot of country music is made by liberals, and a lot of it is already quite terrible.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of it. If you still are one of the 5 people who listens to the radios, let's say, and you turn on a country station anywhere in the country, like 90% of what comes on is going to be really bad. So it's not like
it's going to be really bad. Why? Because it's not originally white people's music. It's black people's music. But you all have intentionally relegated black people to the side because you want to capitalize. You want to appropriate this music and the culture around this music. So that's why you always have 90% of the music sounding bad and of bad quality. And for you to say that Beyonce's music is generally not so good, I mean, this only goes to show that you, Matt Walsh, doesn't listen to Beyonce's music. And I wouldn't be surprised when black people come for you and say you're racist. But maybe you're racist. Who knows? Maybe you're racist. That's why you don't want to listen to Beyonce's music. Or you don't care about Beyonce because you already said you don't like the music. But how do you know that the music is bad when you don't like Beyonce, you don't listen to her music? Guys, do you get it? It's just simple. You don't like Beyonce because she's not what you want to see, right?
she's desecrating some sacred thing. It's country music. Some of it is good. Plenty of it is bad. But, it's not racist to criticize it. Pure Talk believes in American values, and that
shit. And I don't think he would go into talking about all the influence that black artists had on country music and the fact that black people created country music and contributed so much to it. I doubt very seriously that he would go down into that well.
Say it again. Black people created country music. They created country music. Say it out loud.
And tell us the truth about those things. But I'll be glad to do it for you, Bo. I'll be glad to help you out here, okay? Because if you want to talk about the influence that black artists had over country music, how about we talk about Arnold Schultz, who was a fiddle player and a guitar player. His finger-picking style heavily influenced Bill Monroe, who is considered to be the father of bluegrass, and Merle Travis, who's one of the most imitated country guitar players of all time. Both those men were influenced by a black man by the name of Arnold Schultz.
Wow.
Then you had Rufus T-Top Payne. He taught Hank Williams Sr. how to play the guitar. Now, Hank Williams Sr. is arguably considered the greatest country singer-songwriter of all time, but he learned how to play his guitar from a black man named Rufus Payne. Then you had DeFord Bailey. He was the first black artist to ever play on the Grand Ole Opry. You had Leslie Riddle, whose guitar playing influenced the Carter family. Again, the Carters are considered one of the founding fathers of country music, but yet they drew their influence from Leslie Riddle. You also had Henry Glover. He was one of the few record executives back in the day that was black, who scouted for King Records and wrote songs for artists on the label. Then you had Linda Martell. She was the first black woman to ever play the Grand Ole Opry. And you can't not talk about Charlie Pride, who had 29 number one hits, and he was RCA's second best-selling artist behind Elvis Presley. So if Bo Duke wants to talk about country music, I know a thing or two about it. Listen, save your phony accent and your pretentious good old boy bullshit for somebody else.
Thank you, Paul James. Thank you for the history lessons. I hope they got it. And guys, always remember, Black history is American history, whether you like it or not. You can take, you can appropriate, you can steal, but you can never change history. Black people created country music. Is Beyonce appropriating country music, or she is talented. She is part of country music. Because after Beyonce's Texas Hold'em, it has caused a lot of controversy amongst country music fans who are claiming that country music is white music. And if Beyonce is coming to sing country music, she is appropriating white people's music, white people's culture. So, without much talk, let's take a look at videos of Black Americans coming forward to say, oh, hold up. Country music started from the plantations by enslaved Africans who brought the banjo from Africa. So most of the time they played the banjo when they wanted to cheer up, when they wanted to relax after a hard day under the sun working in the plantation. They usually played the banjo to relax, to take off the stress, the tiredness from working under the sun for longer hours in the plantation. So the banjo is the core of country music. Think about it. It came from the slaves who brought it from Africa. Are you connecting the dots?